Welcome to What's Going On, the weekly podcast and videocast of First United Methodist Church in Yankton, South Dakota.
Hi, and welcome to this week's episode of What's Going On. I'm Pastor Katie here at First United Methodist, and I'm glad you could join me for this episode. So this weekend is annual conference up in Bismarck, North Dakota, and so I hope that you are in prayer for everyone who is attending, along with our delegates here from Yankton, Carla Hummel, Craig Sherman, and Bob Thuy. Not only for travel, because this is so far away, but also just for the time together, along with other United Methodists from our conference and around. This is such a great event, and there's lots that happens at it. And so, as you are listening to this, that is where I will be. Which means that this weekend worship is going to look a little bit different. Diane Kish is actually going to be leading worship, and then the sermon will be Bishop Lynette Planbeck, and it will be the same sermon that she'll be preaching in Bismarck Sunday morning, but you're going to be hearing the recorded version of it that she pre-recorded. We are doing this because last year we tried doing the live stream, and it was frankly just super duper long. And it's one thing when you're there, and I'll be honest, it's still a little bit long. It's another thing to watch it on the live stream. Now, if you want to, it will be live streamed and you are able to watch it. You can stay home on Sunday and watch it there. You can come to church here and watch the recording of the live stream later. There's so many options for you. But I do want you to be aware of that. We will not be doing communion this Sunday because I will not be here. We're going to be pushing it back to June 14th, just so that you are aware of that and can plan accordingly. Now, Monday, the moving truck comes for me, and so I will not be in the office next week. I am actually, as you can tell from the background of this video, my office is pretty well packed at this point. So the moving truck comes on Monday. We will be moving to our new house, and I will be working up there and coming back down to Yankton on the 14th. My whole family will come back down, and that will be my final Sunday with you. So if you're hoping to find me in the office next week, good luck, because I'm not going to be there. But if you want to drop anything off, because you won't be able to join us on the 14th for worship and a potluck, I will be here to pick anything up that you might want to leave. That is not a hint, and I'm not trying to drop suggestions. I'm just trying to help you if that is something you wanted to do. But by no means am I expecting anything. I'm not. I am expecting you, if you're coming to church, to stay for the potluck. That would be my hope and prayer, and that you would bring delicious food with you. I do want to say a quick word about this last weekend that we had Vacation Bible School with Trinity UCC and the UCC Church, and it was awesome and fun. And Brooklyn's first year at the helm, she did a spectacular job, and so I'm so grateful. And we had VBS worship here at the church because the weather forecast was not favorable. But I think that worked out really well, actually. We had 100 and so people in church and quite a few that stayed for the potluck. And I think it's something really special about, especially more than one church joining together and having that time of fellowship and shared experiences together. And so that was really fun. And I got to play the role of musician and lead the music. And that was really fun for me. Although I was telling Allison, our sound person, on Saturday morning, I was like, man, I am so sore, like everywhere. And I thought it was because I've been packing and whatever. And then by Sunday, I was like, it hurts because I've been playing my guitar. I did not realize how much muscles in your back you use when you're playing guitar. Mostly because I don't play my guitar all that often, but over this last week, I've really upped my playing time and my body felt it. And so that was just kind of a funny thing. I must be getting older as well, that playing guitar makes my body sore. So but it was a really wonderful experience, and it was really great to hang out with everybody and really fun potluck. And so I'm excited to turn around and do another one. And hopefully, people are enjoying these opportunities to be together. Um, just a few other things to note about kind of June's schedule because it is a little bit different. So again, I am at annual conference from Thursday to Sunday, and then I am out because my moving truck comes on Monday. Starting on Tuesday, the trustees will be in the parsonage. They've already got work scheduled for the flooring and the painting and all of that, and they'll be doing that work for the next 2 weeks in the parsonage before Pastor Valerie and her family move in. A lot of that stuff is arranged and ready to go. But if there's anything that you'd like to do to help pitch in with that, just let the trustees know. Uh, Diane is working in the office this summer, and one of the changes that has already been made at the office is we have now the technology on our doors. So we have new key fobs, new access points, and already, when you come to the church, you will need to be buzzed in. This is a security feature that we've been wanting to have the whole time, but with the last system, it just never really worked. But this system is working very well. The outside doors will be open. There will be at least one unlocked, even though there is a key card entry there. There is a door that will be open, and then when you come into the vestibule, into that next set of doors, they will all be locked, and you press the button, and whoever is sitting at the desk will be able to let you in. If you are someone who's had a key fob, please bring that in, turn that in if you haven't done so already to get either a key fob or the key cards. One of the things we've learned about the key cards is that you cannot punch a hole in them. It deactivates the cards, but Diane can get that taken care of for you. Also, what's really fun is that there are also the ability to have a code so that if you don't have access to your fob or card, you can punch in a code as well. So they are also working on installing the new cameras. And so some of the new cameras are already installed on the indoors and they're working on the outdoors. And so all of that should be done and ready to go prior to Pastor Valerie's start, which is really what our hope has been, that when she starts, all of this is already in place. Obviously, we also already have the Wi-Fi that is accessible throughout the building, and that has been just such a blessing. Would have been a nice thing to have many years ago, but I'm glad we have it now. So, but that project is really coming along, and I'm really grateful, especially to Dan Swihart for all of the extra work that he has put into it. He's volunteering quite a bit of time to keep costs low for us. And so if you see Dan Swihart around, please give him, a pat on the back and a hearty thank you for the work that he is doing. There is still more work to be done, but it is coming along, and we are so grateful. And it's nice to have the doors finished. That was a big piece. So just want you to be aware of that. So the 14th is my final Sunday. The 21st, we have Bob Thuy leading worship, and I am so excited for you. Maybe some of you have had the privilege of being in worship with Bob. I have not. However, last year, Bob had the opportunity to share at Walk to Emmaus, and he was telling me about it. And I even had him on the podcast to talk about it. And so then for one of my classes, I had him lead for the day, and it was such a blessing. And so when I was thinking about who to ask to do pulpit supply as we transition, his name came to my mind because I thought, oh, that would be really fun for him to bring his passion and his insight and his deep, deep faith to bear for all of you. And so that'll be happening on the 21st. And I hope that you come and support him, but also come for yourselves and hear what he has to say, because I think it's going to be powerful. And then on the 28th, we have Reverend Carl Watkins again, who is just so faithful and so wonderful. And I can't imagine my time here without his steadfast presence and guidance and encouragement. Not a week went by that he would end the day without saying, "And thanks for preaching." And that always meant a lot to me. So starting in July, Pastor Valerie officially begins July 1st. And so her first Sunday in worship with you will be July 5th. And then I do believe the following week there will be kind of a welcome potluck and things like that for her. And so get that on your calendar, get out your best, put your best foot forward. I think from our podcast we know that she's a fan of mustard, maybe. Was that right? Um, but still doesn't eat egg salad. So just don't take that personally. But I'm so excited for them to come and to bring all the blessings and the gifts and the opportunities that her leadership will bring. And so I just ask that you be the church that I know you to be and to welcome them with open arms and to really give her a chance to be your pastor and to invite her in and her family into your lives and into this community, to welcome her beautiful daughters into the life of the children in this church. Um, I'm so excited. You know, we've been packing up the parsonage, there's just been a sense in me of as I clean, especially as I clean, I would say, feeling like that isn't my house anymore, that is her house, and getting it ready for her has been such a life-giving framing. And I'm excited for her, and I'm excited for their life here, and I'm excited for her kids to go to Trailhead, and I'm excited for them to experience 605. Like, I'm just excited for them, and I want so much for them to find such blessing here. And so as we've been packing up our final things this week, and doing our final cleaning, we've really felt like um, we are doing this for them, and it's helped. It doesn't feel like my home anymore. It's feeling like it's getting ready to be theirs, and I can hand it off with joy. So that's been really cool, and I'm really and then the same with the office here. Although there are a few things that are getting that's mine, that's coming with me. But there are other things that come with the office, and I really again hope that she finds this to be a place that she fits and that she belongs, and that this makes this her own space. And as the summer progresses and she figures out how all of this works with her at the helm, I just pray God's blessings upon all of it. I really do. I really am excited for all of you. I think this is such a great, great move. So, yeah. Uh, that being said, like I'm also looking forward to what God has in store for me. As hard as saying goodbye is, um, one of the reasons that I can do it is because I truly have experienced and know God's provision and blessing. Uh, a long time ago, I heard the quote from C.S. Lewis that said, "There are far better things ahead than any that we leave behind." And that can be so hard to imagine when we've had such wonderful experiences and met such wonderful people. It always feels like, you walk away from deep relationships and friendships and having shared meaningful experiences together in life and death and joy and celebration. And you walk into a new situation where you are the new person, and all of that is yet to come. And that can feel really hard. But I also fully trust in God's provision in my life, and that as much as Yankton has been a blessing to me, I fully believe that if God is calling me on to Asbury, that that will be as well. And so I go in trusting in God's goodness and God's faithfulness, that this is the next right thing for me and my family, just as coming here is the next right thing for Valerie and her family. Um, but it's hard. Uh, Goodbyes are never easy. Transition is never easy, and it definitely feels bittersweet. And we've been kind of doing a farewell. I've been talking that I've been doing a farewell tour, been visiting a lot of the homebound nursing home members of our church. and doing kind of final visits with them. And it's been such a blessing, and I'm really grateful for that time. Um, but I've also been doing it with my family on like my favorite places in Yankton and the things that I'm really going to miss. And so I thought maybe I would share just a few of those non-church event things that I'm really going to miss about Yankton as a place, as a community, um, because I'm gonna. There's the uh, my kids and my family and I this week went to Ben's Brew Station where I had my 40th birthday party because my kids wanted to play with the games and spend $20 to get $3 worth of candy and just the space for them to exist and be and run around a little bit and um like that place holds really good memories for me, and I'm grateful for the way in which they partnered with the library. We did a Lego club build there one day, and I got a free puzzle and a cat puzzle. Yeah, cat puzzle, and we did cat Legos, and it was awesome. The library is another incredible place that really became another place of belonging for me here in Yankton, and I'm so grateful. I hope you realize what an incredible library we have here in Yankton, and the staff there have just been phenomenal. Um, it the summer programs that they provided, the we were doing the 1,000 books before kindergarten programs, the um, space for kids to be kids when that my kids could come and play, and then as my kids got older, Ben is a voracious reader now, and he goes to the library and he is putting books on hold and requesting things, and I'm getting calls of, hey, your book is in. I'm like, what book? I didn't order a Ben did. Ben ordered the book. um, so that is another place that has meant a lot to me in my time here. Obviously, all the parks. My family and I just went to West Side Park again. We wanted to go and feed the ducks one more time. We fed them frozen peas and carrots. I will tell you, they like the peas way more than the carrots. And I walked the labyrinth in that park. That park, when they got done remodeling it, just really, it's incredible, and really special place for my family. That was the closest park to our house, but um, like I'll miss it. I'll miss Riverside Park. I'll miss walking the Meridian Bridge. I'll miss going down to Lewis and Clark and the uh, Smutty Bear Trail. And gosh, just there's just so many things of I'm gonna miss eating all all the eating. Chaparro tacos. Oh my gosh, so good. I don't know how often we ate Mexican food here, but it was a lot. We've also spent a significant amount of time at Checkers, again because of their the ability for our kids to kind of be and to have nobody really look twice about it. That became a really special place for us as well. Um, Obviously McDonald's in the place was a big hit with my kids. Um, I remember the first time having one of the cinnamon rolls at Frying Pan, thanks to Tate Bestie's recommendation, and thank you for that. Daylight Donuts. Delight Donuts. Delight Donuts. Oh my gosh. I don't know. That became my Sunday routine that I would leave the house super early and go to Delight Donut. And in the last like 2 months, they have started on Sunday mornings, and maybe they do it other days, but I've not seen them other days. Um, these fresh rolls with this white frosting, and then I get the ones that have Biscoff cookies crumbled on top. It's heavenly. It's heavenly. And then I also get one of the double chocolate chip donut things too, but I'm gonna miss that and how friendly and lovely and kind. I might I might have to buy like a dozen of those. That was, again, just those little things that really mattered a lot. I'm grateful for playing soccer and t-ball and wrestling and all of the people that we met and the things that we did. I'm so grateful for the contact center and the work that they've done and getting to be a part of their work and decorating their floats every Christmas and for the parade in the winter and when they moved and helping with their fashion show and just all of that. That's been a true blessing for me. Also being on the board of the Servant Hearts Clinic and getting to learn and know more about what the medical community is doing to give back to our community. That was a really cool thing, and I learned a lot. My time out at HSC has meant the world to me, doing services out there and being called out there and developing friendships and relationships with people there and really getting to speak God's love into their lives. So often, so many of them at rock bottom points. And I think willing to maybe accept for the first time the good news that they don't have to do things on their own, that God is with them. Like those runza. They need to spread across the state because I am so impressed with them and their food, and it's delicious, and I love it. I mean, just all the things. I just think about all the things. One of the things that I know that my kids will miss is the Easter eggs that they put up around town during like March and April, and you had to drive around and try to find all these giant wooden Easter eggs. And that was such a cool thing. And my kids loved it. And, and the Easter egg hunt that Allison did with the Elks Club, where they had 12,000 Easter eggs and it would be over in like 5 minutes. And it was crazy. Um, I'm just going to tuck all of those things in my heart and be grateful and look back on it fondly. And that's how I feel about all of you and all of this. I'm really grateful for this chapter of my life. I've grown so much as a person, as a mom, as a pastor, as a wife, as a friend. And all of you had a part of it. So thank you. Thank you from the bottom of my heart for allowing me to be a part of your life for this season. May God bless you on the days ahead, on the journey ahead, and strive. Strive to make a difference, to be the church that God is calling you to be. And I pray that many more people find belonging here, like I did. Thank you so much. This will end my time on this podcast. God bless. Thank you for joining us for this episode of What's Going On, a video and audio podcast of First United Methodist Church in Yankton, South Dakota. We'd love to have you join us for worship on Sundays at 10 a.m., either in person or via our live stream, which can be found at our website, www.firstumcyankton.org, or by searching First UMC Yankton on YouTube.